So I'm going to do a solo playthrough of Mysterious Island, the card game. Mysterious Island is a 1 to 6 player card game of exploration, crafting, and escape. You can play cooperatively or competitively. This playthrough is going to focus on solo play so that you understand the mechanics of the game and player turns and any other rules that come into play while you are exploring, crafting, and going through the day phase and the night phase. So let's look at the components that are inside the box. You have your rule book. You get 2 player guides. You have your island locations, 6 locations in total. You have 6 character cards. Each character card has a special ability. These cards have been updated, so the edges have been fixed. Each character has a starting special ability and starting gear that they start with. Each player gets a grade die, that is the health tracker, and then you have a D10, which is used for dice challenges that come up in the game. You should have 10 dice challenge cards. You have day cards, 20 day cards, and 20 night cards. The night and the day cards act as a timer. You have 20 days and 20 nights to get off the island before the volcanic eruption happens. And there should be a volcanic eruption card that is put at the very end. Yep. So when you shuffle each of these decks, the volcanic eruption goes at the bottom of the night card. And if you ever reach the end, the game is over. Everybody loses. And then island escape objectives. There are 6 of these. You can play up to 6 players. Each player in a competitive mode, each player chooses one and keeps a secret. But for our purposes in this playthrough, I'm going to shuffle the deck and choose one. And I'm going to get this set up and then we will begin. Let me continue to go through the different components, craft cards. I believe there are 36, maybe 36 craft cards in total. And then 77 explore cards. Okay, I've got my play area set up. I've got my island locations here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to show where I start at the crash site. The island location card gives you the number of resources that you need to move from this location to the next. In a solo player game or a competitive game, this represents the resource that you need to grab. And this first number, if you can see that, tells you in a solo game or a competitive game how many of those resources you need to get. So at the crash site, for you to move from the crash site to island location number 2, I will need 4 wood, 3 medicine, 4 food, and 3 water. So I have to keep that in mind as I'm crafting and exploring during the day. I've chosen my character. This is the Pathfinder, and you'll see this is where he will put his health die, set at 6. And his starting gear is the compass. I'm going to go ahead and find the compass. And there's the compass. I'm going to reshuffle the craft deck. And as you will see, he has a special ability. He's the Pathfinder. It says once per location, reintroduce 2 explored discards and reshuffle the deck. All right, so I've got my starting character, I've got his health die set. The craft cards have 2 uses to them. This first one gives you a condition that you can ignore or another ability. On this, I can ignore 1 dangerous explore card effect. I have to discard it after use. Some craft cards will not tell you that you have to discard it, so pay attention to that. Each craft card also has a resource, and the resources that the compass card gives me is a mineral and a tool. And as you see at the crash site, I don't need a mineral or a tool, so this doesn't help me. Before I completely disregard this compass card, what I didn't do yet is choose my escape objective. Now, there are 6 escape objectives. In our solo game, I'm going to shuffle and draw 1. So my escape objective is a signal fire. Once I reach the last location of the island, I have to have a shelter or a drying rack, and I have to have the tent, torch, or storage crate. So it is possible that some of these escape objectives will require you to have some of these other craft cards. But for me, I don't need the compass, but that's what I start with. So I need to keep this in mind as well. So my escape objective is trying to start a signal fire. I'm going to keep that close by. So each round follows a cycle. We begin with the day phase, then the player turns, then the night phase, and then more player turns, and then we repeat that. So let's start with the day phase. I've got my play area set up, and we always start the round during the day. So we flip the first day phase card over, and we have a hidden pond. Day cards affect all players. Gain 1 health as a free action during this day, which is fine. And you will also notice that this game gives me a water icon, which means it counts toward leaving this crash site. So I have 1 water, but this is only during this day. If I were to have 2 water icons on a craft or explore card, then I would have met that requirement. But I'm not going to be able to meet that. But just keep in mind that this counts towards your water resource during the day. And now I get to take my 2 player turns. So what I'm going to do, knowing that I need wood, medicine, food, and water, first I'm going to craft because I need to start filling my hand up. Craft, I've got a shovel. I can discard to ignore a dangerous explore card. Discard at Fruit Grove to exchange its resources for food. So what I can do if there is a day card called Fruit Grove, and if I was there, I could discard this to exchange these 2 resources for 2 food, but we are not there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my hand, knowing that I have a 7 card limit. So that was my first action, and now I'm going to go ahead and explore. Salt mines. I've drawn a dangerous card. Here I have to discard 2 water, otherwise I lose 1 health. Well, I don't have any water, so I must lose health. So I turn my die to show that I've lost 1 health. Now, dangerous cards. Dangerous explore cards must be resolved immediately. If the effect is not resolved successfully, the card stays in a pool next to the player. So I was not able to successfully resolve the effect. So it stays in my hand. Now I could, if I wanted to, use my compass or my shovel to get rid of that card. But I'm not going to worry about it right now, because only if I get 4 dangerous cards am I in serious trouble. So I'm going to keep that to the side, and it does not count towards the 7 card limit in my hand. So I'm just going to keep this to the side here. So that was my second action, and now I have to go to the night phase. So I draw the night card, and we have Choking Smoke. I lose 1 health. The move action to the next island location cannot be taken this night. Well, I don't have to worry about that because I don't have the resources required to move. So I lose another health, and now I'm down to 4. Now during the night phase, I still get 2 actions to take. So I'm going to go ahead and explore. And we have Steep Cliffs. Draw the dice challenge card. So here is our first dice challenge. I find the dice challenge card called Steep Cliffs. I flip it over and I read it, and it says roll the d10. On a 6 through 10, your climb succeeds. On a 1 through 5, lose 1 action unless you have the grappling hook. Alright, so I don't have the grappling hook, which is a craft card. So I need to roll, and I roll a 10, and I succeed in climbing the steep cliffs. Now you will notice that this card has the wild card icon. If I'm successful with this challenge card, I can keep this, and it goes into my hand. This wild card icon means I can use it towards any resource that I want it to be. And I can change the resource at any time. I don't have to say this is water and keep track of that. It can be any resource that I want at any time that's in my hand. Okay, so I've explored for my 1 of 2 actions during the night. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep exploring. And I have a clay deposit. Clay deposit, this is good. I have a mineral and a water icon. So I do need water, and that helps. So I will put it in my hand. Now that I've got 4 cards in my hand, that counts toward my 7. Again, the salt mines, dangerous card does not count. Okay, so I've made it through a full round. The full round, again, just as an overview, starts with the day card. Player phase, I get 2 actions. And then the night card is drawn, and I get 2 more actions. But let's go ahead and play a couple more rounds so we can show how hand limits might work and what I might need to do in case I run into that. Again, start with the day card. Smoke on horizon. If you craft, lose all other actions. If you have spyglass or binoculars, ignore dangerous explore cards. Well, I have neither of those, and I don't want to lose any other actions if I craft once. I'm going to explore again. Again, just as an overall observation, craft cards are always good. They're going to give you resources and another action to go with it. Explore cards can be bad, very bad, but they can also be very good. Higher risk, but also higher reward for exploring, which is what I'm going to do. All right, abandoned campsite, and this is one of those very good cards. The abandoned campsite gives me wood, mineral, tool, food, and water. So let me look at what I have here. I've got 5 craft cards in my salt mines, which doesn't count against the 7. I need 4 wood. I've got 2 wood. I need 3 medicine. I don't have any medicine. I need 4 food. I only have 1 food, and then 3 water. And I have a wild card, so if I wanted to, I could make the wild card water, which means I would have my water resource figured out, but I don't. I'm just going to keep exploring. Here we go. Exploring again. Swampy Mire, another dice challenge card. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to find Swampy Mire. Here it is. Swampy Mire. Roll the d10. On a 6 through 10, you break out and escape. On a 1 through 5, discard a craft card from your hand. So this one is a little bit more interesting. All right, I break out and escape the swampy mire. I rolled a 7. So set that to the side and I get the swampy mire. And now I have 6 in my hand. These explore cards that aren't dangerous, that give me wild card icon or resources, they do count towards my hand limit of 7. So here we are. I've got 6 now. I'm about at my limit. I don't need tools and I don't need minerals, so I may have to get rid of compass soon. All right. So I've taken my 2 actions during this day, and now it's go on to the night phase. Webbed paths. And of course, if you haven't figured out by now, night cards are almost always bad. Depends on the situation you're in. Players may not take rest, explore, or move actions this night. Okay, so not terribly bad. I can craft. So I'm going to craft twice this night. Insect repellent. Okay, this gives me some medicine. Ignore the insect swarm, giant insect nest, and webbed paths cards. Now, the timing of this is interesting. I had my webbed paths cards and my insect repellent, so I've already taken my craft action. What this allows me to do is now I can ignore this. So if I wanted to explore, I can now that I have my insect repellent. But you notice that I have to discard after its use. But I don't want to discard it because it gives me medicine. So I'm going to keep it, and I'll continue to go by the webbed paths effect of not being able to explore. So here's my next thing I need to remember. I'm now at 7. I'm now at my hand limit of 7. I'll keep my dangerous cards down here. I've got my 7. I can't have any more cards in my hand, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and craft again because, yeah, here we go. Craft rope. Discard to ignore the flash flood or ravine crossing. Dice challenge penalties. Rope gives me wood and a tool. I will keep the rope because I need wood. I need 4 wood to move. My compass, I don't quite need it. So I'm going to get rid of my compass craft card. Craft cards do have a discard pile. Every deck has a discard pile other than your dice challenge cards. Okay. That was my second action during the night. I still have 7 cards in my hand, and now we're ready for the next round. Again, starting with the day card. Fresh tracks. Players with hunting spear, long gun, or bow and arrow may draw an explore card as a free action. Well, I don't have any of those, which is okay. But I am going to explore. In my first action, explore. Twisting Vines, of course. Twisting Vines is a dangerous card. If you don't have a craft card to resolve this card, you lose all remaining actions. So this is pretty ambiguous, but so you need to check your craft cards. I can't fit all of them on here that would resolve this card. So let's see if I have a craft card that will resolve Twisting Vines. Nope, my rope can't. My shovel can't. Insect repellent cannot. So I don't have anything. So this goes into my dangerous cards pool. Remember, if I, at any time, if I am to ever have 4 dangerous cards, I risk incapacitation. And that is in the rule book, but right now I'm not going to talk about that. If I get 4, then we can talk about incapacitation and what we have to do to resolve that. So, and I'm going to continue to press my luck, and I'm going to explore again. Oh, another dangerous card. Poison Ivy. Lose 1 health unless you have gloves or can discard 1 medicine. Now, I'm not going to discard my medicine because I need that medicine to move to the next location. So I'm going to press my luck. I'm going to keep this. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and resolve it by losing 1 health. Now, that is not a successful resolution, so I have to keep it in my hand. So now I'm at 3 health. I've got 7 cards in my hand, and I've got 3 dangerous cards. I am on the verge of becoming incapacitated because of my 3 dangerous cards. Let's see what happens next. So that was my 2 actions during the day, and now we go to the night phase. Twisted Tools. You may not build your escape objective this night, which is totally fine because I don't have anything needed for my escape objective. So I can still do anything during this night. Now, do I continue to explore and get in trouble with the dangerous cards, or should I craft? Oh, you know what? Let's do it. Gonna explore. Wooded Trail. There we go. We've got some wood now. This gives me 2 wood. And let's see what I can do here. I'm going to, if I get rid of one of these, which I don't need tools, I get rid of a wood that I need, but I do have a wood there. So let's do that. Yeah, let's do this. And do I want to get rid of my rope or my shovel? Discard to ignore dangerous explore card. Discard at Fruit Grove to exchange resources for food. I'm not there, so I don't have to worry about that. Discard to ignore the flash flood or ravine crossing. Dice challenge penalties. Yeah, let's see. I have to discard either, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna get rid of shovel, which gets rid of a wood, but I still have the wood, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wood resources. So I've met that requirement. I've got the water requirement because I'm going to keep my steep cliffs in the water. I still need food and medicine. Actually, I could use this for the medicine and call that medicine. Either way, I still need water and food. So I still need water and food. So I explored, and I've got my 7 card limit. All right, I've got 1 more action this night. Boy, what to do? You know what? I'm gonna push my luck here. Oh, perfect. Natural Bridge. Explore cards. This bonus card is very nice. So I can immediately move to the next island location. If at Cove Plateau, I can remove 1 dangerous card. Now, Cove Plateau is the last location, so I can ignore that. But this is nice because I can immediately move to the next island location without having the resources needed. So this also means that I cannot take this card with me. Whenever you see this blue icon with the exclamation point, it means this is a limited location card, which means you can't take it with you. So what I will do here is discard that bonus card. I'm going to immediately move to the next location, which means I draw my next island location. And we're at the Shattered Grove now. And you will notice that resource requirements will change. So now, for a solo game, I need 4 minerals, 5 tools, 5 water, and 2 medicine. I need to check my hand to make sure I don't have any of the limited location icons, and I don't. And I need to reassess my situation here because now I need tools and now I need minerals. Okay, but I don't need food. Okay, that's good. Now, what's interesting is that now that I'm on a new location, I need to see my character's card. So he's a Pathfinder, and his ability is Location Scout, and it says once per location, reintroduce 2 Explore discards and reshuffle the deck. So I only have 1 Explore card discard, so I'm going to wait a little bit. But this will be great. I could reintroduce this to the deck. I will have to reshuffle the deck, but I have another chance to draw that card again. So, all right, so I've taken my 2 Explore actions. I'm at a new location, and now I'm ready for a new day phase. Let's go ahead and do another round. So this day we have a Shimmering Pool. Before taking any other actions, you may heal 1 health at the start of this day. A little typo on there, I'll have to fix it. So, which is good, I'm just down to 3. I'm gonna go ahead and add that. And now I can take my 2 actions. And you know what? I'm going to keep exploring, even though I have the danger of drawing dangerous cards. You know what? Let's go ahead and just craft. Let's craft. Pickaxe. Discard to remove dangerous Explore cards gained at Ridge of Echoes or Ancient Peak. So I'm not at those locations yet, but it does give me a tool that I need. So what I'm going to do here is, you notice I'm at my 7-hand limit. I'm going to discard Wooded Trail because I don't need wood anymore, and put that back into the discard. Now that I have 2 Explore card discards, I could use this, but I'm going to wait until there's maybe some better Explore cards in that discard pile. All right, so that was my first action of crafting. And you know what? I am going to explore this time for my second action. Okay, there is the 4th dangerous card. You must lose 1 craft card or lose 1 health. Okay, well, the craft cards I have are ones that I need, but I really can't resolve this successfully. This one does not allow a successful resolution. I'm going to lose 1 health, which I had just gained this day, which is fine. And now I have 4. Now I have 4 dangerous craft cards. What does this mean? This means I am incapacitated. This means that I can only take a certain action now. And let's go to the rule book to look at this. Dangerous Explore cards must be resolved immediately. If the effect is not resolved successfully, the card stays in the pool next to the player. Dangerous cards can be resolved at any point in the game. A player has the resources to do so. All right, so I need to check that first. So I could go ahead and resolve this before I become incapacitated. So if I can't resolve this with any of my craft cards, I can only take 1 Explore action to resolve one of the dangerous cards. Otherwise, I'm out of the game. So I have 1 chance left to get out of this dangerous, incapacitated condition that I am in. So let's go to my craft cards to see if I can resolve any of these immediately. Okay, and it looks like I do. I have Rope. I can discard to ignore the Flash Flood or Ravine Crossing dice challenge penalties. Actually, that doesn't help me. That's for dice challenges. The Pickaxe, let's see. Discard to remove dangerous Explore cards gained at Ridge of Echoes or Ancient Peak. I can't use that one either. Oh no, I might be in trouble here. All right, Insect Repellent. Ignore the Insect Swarm, Giant Insect Nest, and Webbed Paths cards. You may also heal 1 health. Discard after use. I can't. Okay. None of these cards will resolve. Actually, no. Let's see, I don't have a bonus card, and I can't. If I had a bonus card, which I had to leave behind, I could get rid of one of these. So what I have to do now, I have 1 action left, and I can explore. And this will either end the game for me, or it will resolve one of these cards. So let's do it. I'm going to explore and see if I live or die. And it's another dangerous card. Discard 1 food or 1 medicine or lose 1 health. So that is it. That is how I ended this game. I should probably not explore so much. Now, for some reason, there were a lot of dangerous cards in that deck, stacked up. There shouldn't be, I can't remember how many dangerous cards in total there are. I think maybe 12, but there were quite a few that were right next to each other. So just a bad shuffle, I guess. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, if you'd like me to play through more rounds. But that is basically the game. It's really fun in competitive mode. I've got one of my last playthrough tests uploaded already, so let me know. This is Mysterious Island, the card game. Will be available soon.